ठीक है. अच्छा, now what is your grievance? Can we now narrow it all down? And what sort of order are you looking?
Sir, pursuant to your Lordship's last order, first, if I may clarify who I'm appearing for. One is for the Press Association of the Supreme Court and Saqib Bashir on behalf of the Islamabad High Court Journalist Association. Their grievance is in relation to the FIA inquiry that was initiated and the notices that were done and the JIT that was formed. The others, pursuant to the observations of your Lordships on the last date relating to the earlier suo motu case number 4, उसमें your Lordship will recall police से report मंगवाई गई थी और FIA से, and your Lordship had asked me to see if those reporters were journalists were wanted to be represented. I am currently representing Mr. Absar Alam, Mr. Matiullah Jan and Mr. Imran Shafkat. In Mr. Matiullah Jan and Mr. Absar Alam's cases are quite similar in as much as one was kidnapped, the other was shot, and the police investigation is in question. The other case of Imran Shafkat, that is a case of the FIA registering an FIR against him. So that basically ties into...
No, what is the allegation there?
My Lord, I have to, right now, I don't have his complete case record with me. I've not been able to get it. I talked to him day before yesterday, and his case record has not come available.
No, but you would know the nature of the FIR. What is it?
Sir, wo PICA ke offences the, sir.
When was this? Recently, old.
This FIR was registered on 7th of August 2021.
Regarding?
My Lord, certain offences were alleged under PICA and Penal Code. Mr. Imran.
Yeah, hukumat kiski thi?
It was, yes, it was Mr. Imran Khan's government, sir.
Achha, okay.
Yeah. And so he runs his program on
So
YouTube.
is it case pending against him? It's closed?
Sir,
what is it?
in this case, Challan has been filed before the trial court.
Saying what? Exonerating or implicating him or what?
Implicating him.
For?
My Lord, for these offences under section...
What is the nature of the offence? Don't quote us a section, say he did this.
My Lord, offences actually, अपने vlogs के अंदर उन्होंने कहा कि जी आपने कुछ रियासती इदारों और ओहदेदारों के बारे में
मैं करेक्ट करना चाहता हूँ. Vlog.
I find it hard to pronounce. I know what it is, but I just find it hard to. Blog is easier, but blog is something just doesn't come.
जी चलें.
जी.
नहीं, what is the nature of the thing?
Sir,
ये पूछ लेना, पूरी FIR आपके पीछे खड़ी है ना?
जी जी. नहीं, ये मेरे सामने ये FIR भी है. So उन्होंने कुछ अपने जो ब्लॉग के अंदर कुछ प्रोग्राम किए जिसमें उन्होंने कुछ रियासती इदारों और ओहदेदार और उनके बारे में कुछ
This is what you're referring to?
My Lord, I'm referring to CMA 2488.
नहीं, ये जो अभी फाइल कर रहे हैं आप?
नहीं, वो तो 2490 है.
ये numbers इस पे नहीं.
ये 2488.
2490.
No, 2488. Please take up 2488.
ये
2488. And if you may kindly turn to page 11.
नहीं, देखिए हम सीधी साधा आपसे बात कर रहे हैं. हम भी जानते हैं FIRs कैसी होती हैं. कोई सब्सटैंशियल ऑफेंस है या बस ऐसी तंग करने वाला ऑफेंस है?
My Lord, in all fairness,
but you're not responsible. Why are you so hesitant?
Lady, I'm not.
It was a different age. It was a different government. But people don't remember history. They want only today. They don't want to remember yesterday, and they don't want to plan for the future.
ऐसा कुछ है नहीं इसके अंदर जिसको ये कहा जाए कि सेक्शन 11
हो सकता है
13 and 20 के जो ऑफेंस जो
आप पूछ लें FIA से, are they interested in pursuing this? 3 साल तो गुजार लिए, 21, 22, 23, 24.
My Lord,
or you can keep it pending to pull his chain whenever you want to.
No.
If that's the objective.
No, it can't be.
It can't be or it isn't.
It isn't and it can't be.
It can't be, I can say, but for you...
It isn't either, sir. It isn't either. Now that because the challan is before the trial court, if he moves an application or
he won't move anything. I'm asking the state. Is it a criminal offense Mr. Imran Shafkat has committed? I'm not asking Mr. Imran Shafkat. I'm asking the state.
My lord, in my opinion, no.
So, is the FIA withdrawing the case?
My lord, FIA at the moment now, because they have...
They come under you.
They'll move an application before the trial court.
Salahuddin साहब, आपने petition file की और केस ही खत्म हो गया.
रवि तो आज ही बचा लेता मैं भाई. She's very kind.
Such quick relief, very few people get.
But what I'll be requesting for the main petitioner in my case is, sir, that the parameters of FIA's jurisdiction.
Yeah, we are actually, that's where we wanted to go to. Yeah. So, okay, now can we go to there? And who's this lady standing next to you? नहीं आपके साथ हैं?
No, I believe she has her own petition.
अच्छा. Who is she?
May I? I'm a journalist based in Karachi. I filed a petition on the 14th of February.
What do you want?
It's related to the JIT, the FIA notices, coercive action by the FIA.
Okay. Then you are well represented by Mr. Salahuddin Ahmed.
If I may, I'm appearing in person. My petition is pending before the committee. It was filed on the 14th of February.
Are you saying anything different to can you just wait a second?
Yes.
At least hear the question. Is it he's advocating the same thing, Mr. Salahuddin Ahmed? So you don't think he was able to do so?
No, he is very able.
No, what? At any new point, let us hear him. Yes. And if there is some point which is he has left out, you can tell us. Because he's a senior lawyer of the court. He will be able to assist us better.
Yes, if I may, after him, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't repeat anything if there is something new to be added.
Yes.
To the extent of SMC 5, there was another journalist against whom an FIR was registered, Mr. Amir Mir. I have the same statement which I have made in relation to Mr. Imran Shafkat with respect to his FIR also.
We'll record your statement.
My lord. And FIA will move an appropriate application in
whatever they do, we are recording your statement in presence of the FIA.
My lord.
Okay.
My lord, as far would you...
Because I don't interfere in other people's work because we are recording your statement. G.
Would your lordship like to take up the FIA issue first or the issue of the police reports regarding Matiullah Jan and Afsan Alam?
We are more concerned with the legal issue because each individual case we will spend a lot of time on it, but if you want to do it that way, it's up to you. But I thought it's better to go the legal route first.
Okay, sir.
Let's start with the constitution, the law, the subordinate legislation. Unless you have a preference.
No, I'll start that way, sir.
Because then it becomes person specific. And I don't know if it is then within the ambit of 184(3). Because public interest as a whole of journalism is. But when individual cases, I don't know, they may have other reliefs under 199, whether 184(3) would be attracted. What is your opinion?
My lord, my submission is that when there is a pattern of
that's what I'm saying, pattern.
When there's a pattern of extrajudicial violence against journalists, in that case, then it becomes public importance. And in that case, in the exercise of that public importance matter in the jurisdiction, your lordships may sometimes have to pass specific directions in order to ensure that such actions don't happen again. So, to that extent, it may become relevant.
Please proceed in your own way. आपको बैठना है, तशरीफ रखें. ये लोग भी बैठ सकते हैं. जी.
My lord, if your lordship will turn to CP 4 of 2024. The first action that happened, sir, was on the 16th of January, that is at page 13.
So can we go the law route you said?
Sir, I want to show how
Mr.
the FIA...
Mr. Salahuddin, I think we have covered that bridge. When notice was taken by this court, there was a pattern already in existence.
Yes.
So I don't think nobody, unless the Attorney General is also conceding that he is not saying anything, contrary to that on the maintainability of the petition. Are you questioning the maintainability of the petition?
My Lord, as far as this petition, no, I'm not. And
but naturally, individual cases.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered the maintainability aspect. I think the very first order had addressed the question of maintainability. So let's not waste time on that. Let's go to: is there a solution? There isn't. What's the way forward?
My Lord, my submission was, and the petition is basically about. And the FIA has been doing this for a while, that whenever journalists or even non-journalists on social media, etc., they publish something which is not acceptable to FIA, FIA immediately files an FIR under the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act. Either they file an FIR or they just start an inquiry. And as your Lordship knows, that under the FIA Act at least, even after launching an inquiry, FIA has the power of arrest. They use that as a sword to dangle over the persons making the publication. And they have been doing it repeatedly. Sometimes after doing it, they then come and they say, okay, now we are withdrawing it. But the chilling effect remains upon the media as well.
Mr. Salahuddin, again, I'll have to interrupt. Can I prevent an FIR to be registered against me in any police station in Pakistan?
No, sir.
It may be misuse of the law. That's a different thing altogether. So, I mean, you know, that will turn on the case-to-case basis. And if I do so, tomorrow someone will say, oh, he's the Chief Justice, so he's done so. So I can't even prevent it. So let's look at the. We know what's happened in Pakistan. You want a whole history? You can read. Books have been written by the media about what has happened to the press. So let's look at the larger picture. If somebody is misusing the law, I mean, they can register some case against you, saying you've done someone's chicken you've stolen wherever in Gwadar, or who can stop you?
There is one particular section that is used again and again, which is abused again and again. And that is section 20 of the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act.
I thought you will start from the Constitution and go downwards.
My Lord, Article 19 is...
So let's go from the beginning. It's always... That's what governs us all.
Every citizen shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression, and there shall be freedom of the press, subject to any reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of glory of Islam or the integrity, security or defense of Pakistan or any part thereof, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or in relation to contempt of court, commission of or incitement to an offense. So there is Article 19 and then Article 19(a), which is a concomitant right. Every citizen shall have the right to have access to information in all matters of public importance, subject to regulation and reasonable restrictions imposed by law. Now, my Lord, as far as Article 19 is concerned, as your Lordship is aware, there is a twofold test. First of all, it must link with the objects. If a restriction is to be imposed under Article 19, in order to be permissible under Article 19, it must relate with the objects mentioned therein, the glory of Islam, integrity, so on and so forth. Now, apart from that, the second test is that it must be reasonable. and it is one of the, if the restriction imposed, even if it is imposed by law for one of those 6 objects, even then, if it is unreasonable, it will fall afoul of Article 19 and may be struck down. So it is one of the situations where this court can strike down legislation for being an unreasonable restriction, as opposed to the ordinary rule of deference.
Ji.
Now, what has happened, if your lordship sees, my lord, in the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act, they have...
No, first tell us the full name. Let's go step by step.
Ji, sir. The Prevention of Electronic...
You have the advantage of Pakistan seeing you. It's a public interest matter. So let it also be educational for everybody.
Ji, sir.
You have no problem with that, I hope?
No, no, sir. So the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016.